Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood, I talk about pregnancy. We do things kind of hippie, kind of natural, kind of granola. I started this channel traveling full time, and then I switched to momming about 3 years ago. And now we're kind of out of the pregnancy baby phase for a little while. I just posted a video saying we're gonna pause on baby number 3. At least that's the plan this week. So content will be just about motherhood and all of the things. I just posted about sex after 2 kids and hemorrhoids and just, you know, like the things that people want to talk about. Just weird stuff. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're into that kind of hippy-dippy stuff, please subscribe. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back. I have an Instagram, HEYSHAYLA. I have a podcast, HEYSHAYLA. And I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Today, I'm just gonna give you some parenting hacks. I'm gonna preface by saying these parenting hacks may not blow your mind or change your life. Because to be honest, I feel like I always expect hacks to be like something that is like effortless that just completely changes my life. I'm not gonna promise you that. I also can't promise that they're gonna work for you, but I feel like that's parenthood, right? Like you have one person who's like, co-sleeping is the best thing ever. And then the other person who's like, the crib is the best, sleep training was the best thing ever. And like, there's so many different ways to do it. We got the Mamaroo because that was like a game changer for babies. Our babies loathed it, hated it. The swing was their jam. So I'm gonna give you my parenting hacks that I've been like adding to notes for like the past couple months, but I want you to tell me that you just think you're the most genius person ever parenting hacks so that we can just share them all. I'm just giving you a couple things that I was like, oh, this is a great idea, and just that's what I'm doing. So I have them written down in here, so let's just get into it. Thing number 1, don't buy all the things until you need them. Ask for money for your baby registry and then buy them when you need them. There's just so many things that you think that you need before you have a baby because you're like, how will I possibly kneel on the floor and give them a bath without some knee pads or something, like just the most ridiculous things. And then you're like, I don't even know where those knee pads are, right? So I made a video about the 5 things that you need, and it's literally like your boob to feed them, bottles and stuff, and formula to feed them, something to sleep with, like us, it's just our bed, so that's that. Diapers, I don't know, go to that video, but it lays it out real simple, like, because all the influencers are telling you all the things you need. And here's how I look at it. When I sponsor a product, first I'm like, would I buy this for myself? Did I like it? And third, sometimes I'm just like, you know what? This maybe didn't work the greatest for me, but I'm gonna just give this some exposure because this seems like a really cool thing to use if you want to use it. So look at the influencer suggestions of like, I didn't know that existed. Is that really gonna help me in my life? And then move forward. So anyway, tip number 1, don't just buy it. Wait to buy it until you need it. Thing number 2, talk to the baby about the toddler. The baby's not gonna understand what the toddler is. So you're always telling the toddler, oh, hang on, I gotta feed the baby, hang on, I gotta put the baby down for a nap. No, talk to the baby. Even if you don't need the baby to hang on, just say, Ezzy, I'm gonna go get food for Aaliyah now. Just say it out loud so that the toddler can hear you talking about her to the baby. So it's not all one-sided of like just hearing about the baby. Let the toddler hear about themselves. You know what I'm saying? This was a game changer for us. And now that she's getting older and she's like taking toys, our rule is whoever has the toy first gets to play with it. If they want to share, they can. They don't have to. Aaliyah's our toddler and Ezzy's the baby. When Aaliyah has a toy and Ezzy takes it, the baby takes it, I say, Ezzy, Aaliyah had that first. Like, you can play with this or whatever. If Aaliyah goes and takes something from the baby, I'll say, Aaliyah, Ezzy was playing with that. Do you want to see if she wants something else? So then Aaliyah can go find something for the baby and give it to her and then take the toy. If Ezzy's cool with that. If she's not, I say, Aaliyah, you gotta wait till she's finished. So I'm talking to the baby like she understands to keep things kind of fair. It's been a game changer. I highly recommend it. Thing number 3, therapy. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp for a very specific reason. So I've been doing therapy before I had babies, after my first baby, now with my second baby, because especially now that I'm a mom, I'm an external processor, so I need to talk things out. My husband gets very burnt out talking about the same thing over and over. So to have a third party, unrelated, give me some advice or like let me talk it through is super duper helpful. I also learned that there's postpartum specific therapists. If I didn't already have my therapist, I would absolutely find a postpartum therapist because for me, postpartum was so gnarly that it would have been nice to have someone specific be like, this is normal. So with BetterHelp, you can filter by postpartum therapist. You can filter by if you want a girl or a guy, you can filter by religion. There's a bunch of different things to help you get paired with the right therapist. BetterHelp.com/HeyShayla. How do you find a therapist? Go to BetterHelp.com/HeyShayla. Oh, the other part, it's all virtual. You don't have to find childcare. Like ideally your child is not there, but if they have to be there, fine. I've done it with my children crawling around me. If you are struggling at all, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/HeyShayla. Gets you 10% off. Boom, you're welcome. Parenting hack must. Therapy. I'm a big proponent. Thing number 4. Switching gears rapidly, socks by the front door. I saw this on like a TikTok or something where you keep your kids' socks by the front door where the shoes are. I did it, it's amazing. Now I need to put my socks by the front door because I can get theirs already, but then I have to go get mine. So I need mine by the front door too. You're welcome for that one. Thing number 5. We did 75 hard when my first daughter was 3 months old. Tried to do it with my second daughter and failed. But you have to drink a gallon of water. This is a half gallon of water. This is amazing. Do I keep track of it now and make sure I get my half gallon? No, but we're big water drinkers. So whenever we get in the car, my toddler asks for water. And if I don't have her water, she asks for her sister's water. And if her water's not there, she asks for my water. And if she does have her water and she drinks it all and she goes, Mom, I need more water, it's like the greatest. Or if their feet are wet, you just rinse it off with this thing. They drink out of this thing. So half the time there's like food floating in here. I stay hydrated, they stay hydrated. We can wash ourselves if we need to. Lots of perks of the half gallon water bottle. That's a big one for us because we're big water drinkers. Thing number 6, include your children in tasks. When I read Hunt, Gather, Parent, my motherhood experience changed because I was going, how can I get all of the things done? I need to unload the dishwasher, I need to do the laundry, I need to go pick up this, I need to do this, I need to cook them dinner, I need to make this. But I also feel bad that I'm not playing with them. And like I'm kind of ignoring them while I'm doing all these tasks. And like I should be sitting on the floor and playing Magnetiles with them. Why am I not doing that? Hunt, Gather, Parent was like, I actually went and studied cultures all over the place to see how they did things. We are like the only culture that's like, your kids need toys. Your kids need to learn how to live. So they're like, include them in the tasks. Then you are doing it together. You feel good about being a mom. You're not like, oh, be playing with them. No, you're teaching them, hey, can you hand me the cup? Yep, that's the cup. Well, can you hand me the fork now? Okay, fork, thank you. Things will go on the ground and then you just put them back in the dishwasher. They're dirty now and you rewash them. They're not going to perfectly hand you cups. And that's the thing is like, she's saying she's watching these families who are making tortillas and the little toddlers will come, kind of try and make a tortilla. It turns it into like a ball and it doesn't look like a tortilla. They take it and they put it in the stack. Good job. You did it. We'll do it better next time. Great. And then the kid will leave halfway through. Maybe they don't even make a tortilla. Whatever. The point is, let your kid do it in their own way. Don't fix it. Be like, okay, cool. Maybe you have a couple suggestions. Okay, now. Can you pat it a little bit more? Cool. They're learning with you. You feel good because you're like teaching them something. They feel good because they're doing something with you. It's like when you hand your kid a toy versus a spatula or scissors. Just kidding. They always want the like utility thing, the thing that you are using, not this toy. So to include them in these tasks, I'll pull the learning tower right up. So just include them in things. It makes your motherhood feel easier. It makes them happy. It makes you happy. It's a game changer. Another game changer is checking screen time. Your kid's screen time? No, your screen time. I go in big ebbs and flows of this. So if you need to find something that's sustainable, but also you need to check yourself. So sometimes I will always put the phone in the kitchen when I go to sleep. And I don't have the phone, and that's like perfect for me. I've realized that the things that I need are phone calls, texts, like music, and maps, which is why I got this Apple Watch. So I can text, call, do maps if I want to, play music. I don't really do that here, but the part that I want to get off my phone is because of the scrolling. I scroll when I'm bored, I scroll when I'm in front of my kids, I scroll when I'm breastfeeding. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't like the message that it's sending to my kids that like something else is more important. I don't like when they bring me my phone from the other room and say, here, Mom, your phone, as if it's like my arm. Like I can survive without that thing. Leave it over there. So I would just say check your phone time, especially when you're breastfeeding. That can be a really good time to just think because a lot of times motherhood is just like so chaotic and you think that scrolling is like giving you a release, but it's not. It's just distracting you from everything and like wasting time. I'm actually working on a whole guide to getting off your phone, like to how to see how much screen time you've had, what to put in its place, how to know what to put in its place. Like I'm working on it because I feel, for me, I think that that's a huge problem for like happiness of mothers. 8, acknowledge your children's experience. I learned this in How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen. This is the best example that I have. If your child is at Starbucks and wants a cake pop, I'm not gonna get them a cake pop at 7 in the morning, or maybe I am. It's a 50-50. Today I'm not. And so I say, we're not gonna get a cake pop today, but show me the one that you like. Ooh, there's a brown one, there's a pink one with sparkles, and there's a bee. Have you seen the new bees? She's like, ooh, I like the pink one. I'm like, ooh, the pink one with sparkles, that one looks like my favorite too. And then move on. And I'm telling you, most of the time it does the trick. Like, miraculously. This is like counterintuitive information, but it does the freaking trick. Or you can play pretend, exaggerate and pretend or something. I can't remember what the phrase they use, but basically they'll be like, what if we had 10 cake pops for breakfast? I don't even know if we have room in our stomach. What if we had 20? And you just like exaggerate it just to be fun and playful. In addition to that, number 9 is be honest. We do something very European of us. We walk to our grocery store occasionally. I think it's a half mile. All you Europeans are like, why do you seem proud? Because it's faster to drive, and that's what Americans would do. They would just drive. I have to walk on the road. Like, there's not even a sidewalk. It'll be like 4, and I'm like, what are we gonna do for the rest of the day? Oh, I should probably make some dinner. What are we gonna make? I don't know. Let's go walk to the store. So we'll walk to the store, get our dinner, come back. Why did I tell that story? Because on the way to the store is a park. Today we're not going to the park. So I say, Aaliyah, we're gonna walk to the grocery store, but we're not gonna go to the park. And then when we get past the park, I acknowledge the park. Say, hi park, we're not coming to you today, we'll see you tomorrow. If we're gonna go tomorrow. If we're not, you don't say that, you just say, hi park, going to the store, see you later. And then we go past, bye park, whatever. But acknowledging that the park is there and just being honest. 2 things the parents need to be: firm and kind. When you say something, mean it. Don't say, I'm gonna turn this car around, if you're not actually gonna turn this car around. The other day, we needed to go get sand for a sandbox, and I was like 50-50 on going. So I said, if you don't go, we're not gonna go get sand, because I meant it. If she didn't go, I would be fine not going, but if she got ready, we should get sand. But she knows now, when I say something, I mean it. And I'm not mean about it. So she likes getting stickers at Target. And so I'll be like, you need to go ask the person for stickers. She's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, no, you don't have to. But if you don't ask for one, you're not gonna get one. Left without a sticker because she didn't want to ask for it. So like, she's learning she has a choice and her consequences, because I always give her a choice. Okay, we're gonna go to bed. I don't wanna go to bed. Okay, do you wanna go to bed in 4 minutes or 5 minutes? I'll set the timer. You give her the choices. So she gets to rule her life within my bounds. Number 10, a house reset. Good golly. My husband works shift work, so sometimes our house literally falls apart until his rotation is over. But I try very hard. When they are eating dinner, or I don't know, sometime before bath time, I will set a 15-minute timer where they get to watch TV and they get to do that, and then I pick up all the things. Or, even better, we have a toy monster. Toy monster was absolutely not premeditated. I briefly said, oh, you better pick up your toys or the monster's gonna eat them. And then that night I created an elaborate story about these toy monsters. They're small, so they can't really jump onto things. So just anything left on the floor. They live outside. There's a mommy toy monster and a baby toy monster and a daddy and a little sister toy monster. And like, they're not mean. They're actually scared of us. So if they hear us wake up, they're gonna leave really, really fast. So now I say, okay, Aaliyah, we gotta pick up the toys so the toy monster doesn't get them. Most of the stuff lands on my TV stand, so it's not like it's put away, but it's off the floor. I don't know, it feels good. And so she does that while I will like finish the dishes or make dinner or whatever I need to do. We clean together, because I think it's important for not just be like, okay, watch TV while I go clean up, like you're gonna help me clean up. And so that just allows me to like clean my countertops off, maybe do a couple dishes, get the majority of the cleaning done before they go to bed, because once I put them to sleep, I am exhausted. I've got big plans about cleaning the whole house. It doesn't usually happen because I'm just like, oh my gosh, plus I don't want to wake them up with clanking dishes, whatever. I do believe in washing the dishwasher every night and doing a load of laundry every day, just because I think small batches make it feel like easy, like, oh, I just have a quick load of dishes done. When dirty dishes get in the sink, they can just move to the dishwasher. The sink is like my thing. You can come to my house and I will feel like $1 million if there's no dishes in the sink and everything else is chaos. That's how I am. So put the toy monster in your back pocket. House reset before they go down for a nap, because they're done playing at that point. Maybe give them some guilt-free TV time. Get ready for bed. Thing number 11, a bushwee. I think this is a very important skill for women to learn, children, girls, little people, everyone to learn. There's a nudity factor. I'm like having some serious like creepy anxiety, like of people just being creepy. So make sure there's no one around. This is how we do it. We learned in EC. I show this a lot. So you hold their little thighs like this. Their back goes against you and you squat like this, and the counterbalance, you just kind of balance. They pee, they don't get any on their feet, they don't get any on your feet. It's a pretty fantastic thing, and that way they can just pee real quick and go back to playing. So she gets really excited about her bushweed. It's problematic when she thinks she can do it by herself and then she just pees into her swimsuit, but we're learning. It takes a while for the girls to figure it out. My neighbor is a boy, and every time he comes over, they're like, can we go inside? He's got to go potty. I'm like, you can pee out here, but it's good. You should teach the boys that they should pee inside, and I'll teach the girls how to pee outside. Number 12, when I start to have mom guilt, I think, did they feel loved? That's what I think. And like, yeah, if you lose your temper at them, you might think, no, they don't feel loved because I lost my temper at them. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different topic. That guilt will stay with you forever. You might like shamefully admit it to your sister or something, or your neighbor, and be like, I did this thing where I yelled at them and I feel really bad about it. If you hurt them, you should feel bad about it and you should get that figured out. But I'm talking about like when you're frustrated and you yell and you're like, I yelled at them, and they're off playing. Did they feel loved? So, for example, we had a staycation fail. Last video I posted, we went on this staycation. It was miserable for Seth mostly because he had to flop his schedule. I was like rolling with it. But as far as the girls were concerned, they had a blasty blast. They had a great time. So as soon as I'm like, oh man, that really wasn't what I was expecting. The girls don't know that. They had a great time. Ask yourself, did they feel loved? We did TV all day one day. And I thought, wow, I'm the worst mom ever. And then I said, did they feel loved? They got food. They got to hang out. They got a chill day. They got to snuggle with mom. They did go outside a little bit. And that's another thing I'm learning is there's seasons. So like summertime, hardly watch any TV. We're outside all the freaking time. Wintertime, or like my first trimester with my second, or like when life happens and you're just like exhausted and can't. I've like given myself so much grace about like big TV days where I used to beat myself up. I'd be like, you know what? Today's a big TV day. The past few weeks we've been outside a lot. So it's just balance and I'm fine with it. Did they feel loved? So even on the TV days, they would say we had a great day. We got to watch TV all day. We got snacks, and I felt loved. 13, book recommendations. These are 3 books that I recommended. 2 I've already mentioned. Book number 1, Hunt, Gather, Parent, where she goes and she learns about how different cultures do things. That will give you the freedom to be like, okay, I don't have to do things a certain way because everyone's doing it differently and it's fine. How to Talk So Little Kids Listen teaches you how to communicate with your toddler appropriately, and like you just work as a unit instead of constantly like trying to get your kid to do something. It's like, okay, I'm acknowledging your experience. Let's like do things together and move around as a unit instead of me like trying to dictate everything. And then the last one is The Child Whisperer. This one's kind of interesting. So there's, according to her, 4 different types of children, and you figure out which one your child is, and then she gives you tips on how to best manage them. Like Aaliyah's personality is like mine, where you make it into a game. You don't want to get into the bath. What's that water? You want Aaliyah's toes in the water? You just make up something and make it a game. And then she responds well. Esme, and like I could tell the kids' personality types like by their first birthday. Esme's personality is very emotional, where she might need like to take a minute in like a busy day and just go sit in a room and like snuggle for a minute just to like recharge, recalibrate, and then she can keep going. It gives you some good little tips based on like your child's personality. So I hope this was helpful, that you got something from some of these. Again, add in anything that you feel like you're a little bit of a genius for thinking of these handy little parenting hacks. Add it to the comments so that we can like hack our lives together and just make it exponentially easier by like basically doing nothing, because that's what hacks are. And if you're struggling, betterhelp.com/HeyShayla. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you next time. Bye.